This is gonna sound really bad, but all these new cars are killing my RC projects. This is a weird complaint, but literally all I do is open new cars. And I never get to actually play with them and do cool stuff with them. Not today, guys. Not today. What I'm about to do has to be done. Does this sucker come out? So this motor mount is a little bit different. So it takes 4 screws to get it out. It does not take this 5th screw that goes into the side right here. It just takes these 4. But the mount is actually part of this cover. Yeah, just a little FYI when you decide to do this, because you're going to want to do this. Screws in from the bottom maybe? Check this out. The way the receiver is sealed in the receiver box is there's just this rubber bumper here. You take this off. You got to remove the seal in order to get channel 2 out, which is the ESC. Because that's what we're doing today. There we go. There we go. Nice. It's going in. That goes in just fine. Oh, it's perfect. Oh my goodness, guys. All right. I got it all finished up. A couple things on the bottom. See, I used some little countersunk washers there. There's these little plastic pieces that basically set where your ESC is supposed to be mounted. You can kind of see it right there. I'm sure they make pieces for the VXL. This is the other side. However, I didn't want to go to the shop and get it, so I just mounted it up with some countersunk washers. You can see what I did there. Also, I put a little foam block to hold the wires down because the wires are actually pretty big. Because it's supposed to go in like a normal 10 scale VXL vehicle, but yeah, we did not put it in there. We put it in the Mini Maxx. It is kind of covering my power button though. That's kind of lame. I'll have to do something about that. Other than that, I mean, it drops right in. Look at it. It looks so clean. All right, we're about to send it. So one last thing on the ESC. The screws actually threaded into the bottom of the BL2S. You can see, I think the screw hole is this one right here. Anyways, they do not thread into the bottom of the VXL, so I have to run a longer screw, and then I just have a nut to hold the screw on there, so the ESC won't go anywhere. But you do have to have, I think it's a 4mm nut and a 3mm screw. Nonetheless, perfect. All right, guys, we're going to run it on 2S first. This is with the VXL in it. It should be a little bit faster. Oh yeah, I would say it's a little bit faster. Not like crazy faster. You can definitely tell it runs up in RPMs. Oh, a lot higher. Oh, come on, save it, save it. Of course, that car's coming down the street. All right, take 2. I almost feel like this would be a little bit better if I had TSM. Oh man, that's actually pretty quick. I feel like I'm gonna run into a car. That is pretty powerful. Whoa! Okay, so it's got crazy brake. It's got crazy brake. So if you do this, you might want to turn the brake down, or just don't slam on the brake really hard. Yeah. Crazy brake. All right, let's see from dead stop how she accelerates. It's a lot of power, guys. Golly. I mean, this is on 2S too. Oh, come on, save it. Dang it. All right, so it's got a crazy amount of power. It's definitely what I thought. The VXL system just has so much more power than the BL2S. So it actually feels like a 3S, even though it's only on 2S. I like this. I like this a lot. Golly, it's got so much. I mean, you really can't give it any throttle out of the hole without it spinning out. You really got to feather it out. out of the hole. Maybe it needs a wheelie bar or something. But we do have a 3S battery waiting to be put in. So actually, let's get some speed readings real quick. All right, I said we were going to do speed ratings. We're not, because I don't have anywhere to mount my GNSS analyzer without it going flying off, because this thing is going to flip over like a million times. But the battery we're going to put in it is the 1400 milliamp Traxxas battery. I don't know how many passes it's going to get, because the battery is really small for this massive brushless system, but I'll show you guys. We're running this battery in it. This is for like the minis. That's the stock battery. So it's going to move around in there, but we're just going to do this real quick. This is for science, so we have to do it. All right, guys, on 3S, here we go. Wow, you know, I think the battery's not big enough. I mean, that's pretty fast, but I won't say that feels much faster than... Yeah, I feel like it's already doing a voltage dump. This battery's not big enough for it, so I got to get a bigger 3S battery, but... Yeah, it feels like it's already doing a low voltage. I got to get a bigger battery. My bet is it already hit voltage cutoff. Yeah, it did, see? We need a bigger battery. A bigger 3S. Alright, guys. So I don't have a big enough 3S battery, and I opted to not do the test and go look for a battery. So I would have to go shop for a battery. I don't know which battery will fit. And I'm not going to lie, I did some research last night. I watched some videos on people who actually put the 3S system in the Mini Maxx, and it didn't end well for anybody. It appears that the differentials will explode. The rear differential specifically, I'm sure the front one will explode also if you slam on the brake really hard. I'm not going to lie, I'm not even going to front. I don't like building diffs. I do not want to rebuild a diff. It definitely makes sense. The car wasn't designed for that much power, so we're going to just end it there. I do think the VXL does help with power on 2S. Just with 2S, just putting the VXL system in there. I'm going to keep my Mini Maxx how it is. I think it's awesome. It actually feels like a 3S when it's not a 3S. The battery has plenty of power to be able to power that VXL system because it's 3500. So if you want to do it, I highly recommend you do it. But based on what I've seen, don't run it on 3S.